Vote 2014 is here, and this midterm election is set to be a game changer with the pivotal North Carolina Senate race.
News 13's Victoria Dunkel is live at a polling site in Buncombe County. And Victoria, there's a lot riding on this very tight race.
Absolutely. There's a lot riding on a lot of races. Look around me, signs everywhere for the different races we've got. Of course, the North Carolina Senate, the U.S. Congress seats, the state Senate seats, the representatives who will be going to Raleigh, judges, school boards, and so on. But the big race that has been getting a lot of attention, not only here in our state, but across the country, has been the Senate race. In fact, this has become a costly push to win the votes. Let me run through some numbers here. We're talking about Kay Hagan trying to hold on to her seat. She is the Democrat facing challenger Thom Tillis, who's a Republican and a Libertarian candidate as well in this race here. Let me just tell you, there's some numbers when it comes to the dollars spent. This has become one of the longest and most negative and expensive races in the U.S. Senate race record here for this season, because we've had more than $100 million spent in the advertising that I believe you have been able to catch a few of those on the air here. Kay Hagan's team says that they have put in this amount of money and trying to make this the point for her side. Tillis has countered with that. This is the second most expensive Senate contest this year, and it is, or the most expensive, with Colorado being the second now. If we take a look also, we saw how that drove early voting numbers as well. We are coming off about a 200,000 vote increase or ballot increase from the last midterm elections early voting count. So that they are saying that this is going to be a very tightly contested race, and it is going to be one to follow very closely. And of course, we'll be following that for you all day long. I want to remind you, the polls at sites like this open at 6:30 this morning. They're open till 7:30 tonight. You will not need an ID to cast your ballot today, but when you do show up, you will be informed about how all of that is going to change for the 2016 election, and that will get you prepared for that. But we'll be following all the results, including the turnout throughout the day. Reporting live in Buncombe County, Victoria Dunkel, News 13.
And before you head to the polls, don't forget about a feature on our website that helps you learn more about the candidates running in our local races. Just go to WLOS.com and click on Know Your Candidates. You can also search your polling place while you're there.
And stay with News 13 for the most complete Vote 2014 election coverage. You will have live updates throughout the night, as well as up-to-the-minute results on WLOS.com. News 13's Victoria Dunkel is live at one of those polling sites. And Victoria, it's been a long campaign season.
Boy, it has. If you think back to the beginning of the Senate race in our state, those ads and the race really started about last winter. So more than a year, roughly, of campaigning for that race, as well as the others we've seen ramping up as we've gotten closer to this day. We're outside of this polling location. In about a half hour or so, we'll start to usually see the folks who are going to be working the polling site showing up and getting it ready. On top of it being a long campaign, it has been a costly one as well. Speaking specifically to the U.S. Senate race here, this is Incumbent Kay Hagan's effort to fend off Republican challenger Thom Tillis and Libertarian challenger Haugh. Now, the thing is this race has racked up, according to Sunlight Foundation, $100 million in spending for winning that vote. That $10 million more than the second most expensive Senate race that was in Colorado this year, and this is about $30 million more than the priciest congressional race that we've seen in history since before 2014. That is. Now, a couple of things that are going on as we get ready to help you head out and cast your ballot. A couple of things you need to know. If you have not already registered, you cannot vote. Another thing is this is going to be the first election that has fallen under the new laws that took effect where you cannot vote straight ticket. Lawmakers ruled and decided to vote that you will have to vote individually for each race this time as well. Now, you do not need a photo ID in order to cast your ballot today. You must be registered, but when you do show up, they will explain how the photo ID, voter ID law will take effect and what you will need to have with you starting with the 2016 election. Polls open at 6:30 this morning. They're open until 7:30 tonight. And News 13 is your source for covering all of the progress throughout the day. We'll be live online and on the air with updates for you, and we will be bringing you the results as soon as the polls close and the numbers start coming in. Reporting live in Buncombe County, Victoria Dunkel, News 13.
Happening today, Vote 2014.
News 13's Victoria Dunkel is live at a polling site that will open in less than 30 minutes. And Victoria, you've already seen some action there.
Actually, I have. You can see behind me the lights are on. I've been watching poll workers come through. One of them just said good morning a moment ago as she was walking in, getting set up. The polls open at 6:30. They're open until 7:30 today. And if the early voting is any indication, this is going to be a busy day across our state, including right here. We saw about 200,000 more people turn out for midterm early voting election ballots casting than we did in the last midterm 4 years ago. The reason, and a lot of it, is because of the Senate race, which could be pivotal for the controlling factor in Washington, D.C. Republicans need to pick up 6 seats in order to have control of the Senate. The Senate race here is very tight and it's hotly contested, so of course we'll be following that. Now, coming back out here live, I want to show you how we have tips to make it so easy for you to make sure you know who you're voting for and make the decision that's right for what you want to see happen. This is the Know Your Candidates site here at our website. It's so easy to get to. Go to WLOS.com, click on Know Your Candidates there, and you can find out who's running for which races. You can check out their biography information, their platforms, what they're running for, and then you can also come prepared when you are showing up here, because of course you don't want to be stuck waiting and trying to make a decision and holding up your time, and it's really a very fluid moment when you get here. They're all set to make it as easy on you as possible. A couple of things to remember: you don't have to have a photo ID this time. You will for the election in 2016. They're going to tell you all about that when you show up today. If you have not registered yet, you cannot vote today. And the other thing to keep in mind, there is no straight party ticket voting this time around. That is part of the new laws that took effect this year as well. We'll be following the information for you all day long, online and on the air. Reporting live in Buncombe County, Victoria Dunkel, News 13.
Vote 2014 is happening right now.
News 13's Victoria Dunkel is live at the midterm general election that just began. And Vic, we just saw the polls open there.
Absolutely. They opened the doors. There was a little bit of a line waiting for them to officially allow them in, about 4 or 5 deep. But as you can see, they're getting them in here, as is the protocol. They know what they're doing. The team has been here since about just a little bit after 5:30 this morning setting up. And we are seeing this set up to be a very decent turnout. We saw an amazing high increase in the number of early voter turnout, 200,000 more than the last midterm. And they're expecting a good, decent turnout this year because of what's at stake here, especially the U.S. Senate race going on in North Carolina. This is the latest polls. This race is very tight. In fact, we just got the numbers from yesterday, and they are showing that Thom Tillis, the Republican challenger, is leading incumbent Democrat Senator Hagan by only about 2 to 3 percentage points, but still ahead of her at this point. That's one of the reasons why we've seen about $100 million pour into this race in itself. That is the most spent on any U.S. Senate race in this particular midterm election. And, you know, we want to make sure you know how you can get the information you need to cast your ballots wisely with the details and being an informed voter. We have a great resource for you on our website. And speaking of our website, where you can go and know the candidates, you can also follow today's progress on our website, Facebook page, Twitter account. We will be here giving you live coverage throughout the day on those formats as well as on the air. Reporting live in Buncombe County, Victoria Dunkel, News 13.